And here we are.
All right. Good
Howdy doodle.
afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday,
Yeah, it's been a while.
December
Um,
19th.
so anyway,
6 more days to Christmas.
can you believe it? I mean, this happens. The 2025 went so quick.
Yes.
Oh my
Way
gosh.
too fast, brother.
It was like
Way
the
too
blink
fast.
of an eye.
And the year is over.
Yeah.
Another 2 weeks.
I'm hoping 2026 is going to be a little better. We've been having a little issue on this side. One of our dogs is kind of sick. The one you saw, Jada. Um, it's kind of serious. We're handling it relatively well. Um, she can't. She's older, so like she can't do surgeries or anything like that. I really don't want to sedate it. Um, so we're taking good care of her. We changed diets and stuff, and she's doing really good. I know some of you guys actually watched her and thought she was cute, so I figured I'd give you an update. She's probably going to stop by at some point. Again, she's
right behind
really, really well. She's not. It's liver cancer, so it's not. And it's bad. But if you looked at her, there's no pain. She's running around. Carrie can tell you. She greeted him. The first thing he said was, "My God, how quick that dog is!" So
She booked
she's
down
not.
the hole.
Don't think we're abusing in any way, shape, or form. Okay, if we thought she was in any pain, we wouldn't deal with that in a minute. Anyway,
A little prayer for the
yeah, just keep her in your mind. She's really cutie and she deserves the best. She had a really hard time the first part of her life. Anyway, okay, so let's get to talking. First thing, what I'd like to talk about is Hochul. Actually, it's amazing. The election came up for mayor, and she was like, "Well, I back Mamdani. I totally 100% support everything he's saying. He's here." And like I think 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks ago, she turns around and she goes, "We can't have free buses. We can't take that revenue from
Right,
that
just-
at this moment.
Donnie
We
wants
need that."
everybody to pay free buses. And
Listen, the truth of the matter is that particular source of revenue is what lines the pockets of most of your politicians in the lower
well, if
section.
you live in New York, you know
Okay,
what the MTA.
It's
Okay,
not
you know the
something
MTA.
that's they're not going to let that go. Believe me. There's
As
a
a
lot
matter
of
of
things.
fact-
It's kids' lunches that'll be gone.
There you go.
Um,
As a matter of fact, over the years, it goes up, right? Well, 2026, January 4th, it's going to be $3 one way.
Yeah. It's actually going up. So free actually means to raise the price. I guess I don't know.
It's going to be
I've learned a
$3
lot.
one way, $6 round trip.
I've learned that 9% inflation was transitory. I learned this is what the Dems taught me until now, and that when you say free, it actually means you're going to charge me more. When you say that there's going to
Right.
be,
It's going up.
when you say that you can't control the border, it
Excuse
really
me?
means you can control the border. You just don't want to.
Right,
I've learned a lot. I really
Right.
have.
right. And
You
you
know-
didn't need a, what was it, executive orders to close
Yeah,
the border.
that's crazy. That's I no. He was like, I need Congress
That's it.
to pass a bill.
Pass the
So,
bill.
Yeah,
Close the border.
You're the
Meanwhile,
president. You're the president. You have absolute control over our sovereignty, over our borders.
Right.
Okay, so what you say goes at that point. So he could have stopped at any time. Mayorkas actually, really, truthfully, and I don't mean to be hyperbolic, I swear, but I really, truthfully believe he should face some sort of charge.
Treason. It's
Well,
all
I don't.
treason.
I don't know that I'd go that far because I'm kind of saying like something.
Because if you open
He
up
was
your-
derelict in his duties. I
Right.
mean, that's really what it was.
Right, because if you have the borders open and you're letting our country being invaded,
Right.
they call that treason.
Well, I would agree with that if it wasn't the whole administration doing it.
Right.
Like if it was just him. Like let's say
Mhm.
Kamala was going to his office every day and going, "Listen, you really need to stop this," and he's going, "No, I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't. I gotta have the borders open." I agree with you. That's treason. But they were all doing it. How many can we put on?
Right.
How
I
many
hear what you're
nooses?
saying.
How many nooses can we hang over the rafter? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it really comes down to. There's
But
only-
it is treason for all of them doing it.
yeah. Well, how
But
many?
like you
Again,
said, you can't hang them all.
yeah, you can't hang them. Firing squad run out of bullets. I don't know. There's so many of them.
The whole administration, right?
But anyway, so that kind of blows me away. And then it's just amazing how quickly she changed her position on it.
Sure.
It went from his policies. I believe. Please. This is a close quote. I don't know if there's a certain description for that. Like quoting means to say it exactly. I like it. I'm going to be close. Okay. So she said something to the effect like his policies are going to be a huge benefit to Manhattan or something to that degree, or to New York City. That's what it was.
That's what she said the first time.
Well, that's his policy. He wants to do things free. He wants free healthcare, free childcare, free buses, free trains. And you're already saying he can't do that. He can't do anything he promised. That's the one thing. Like when he got elected, I wasn't really too worried. My biggest problem with it is the way he's going to handle the police, because the mayor really is a connection from the people to the police, and the mayor has to be able to stand up for what needs to be done.
Right.
And that's something that you can hate Giuliani all you want, but the man literally changed the city inside of his terms.
Right.
He changed it from he turned it from literally
it was very bad.
A haven of drugs, a haven of prostitution. A haven of muggings, car thefts, wilding,
wilding, remember that?
All of this stuff. He transferred it into a theater district. A theater district. I mean, that's like the last thing you'd expect. You'd be like, okay, made it safe, but it's still all. No, he got rid of everything. He turned it into a theater district where the upper side of society, and I'm not talking about like just the rich people. I'm talking about people who are, like into just going out with their families and stuff.
Right.
When you had Disney stores, so like kids could go there, of all financial levels. You had, I mean, he just changed everything.
Everything better.
And what did that was the way him and I believe it was Bernard Carrick.
Yes, it was.
Is that right?
Bernard Carrick.
And there was another one. I can't think of his name. Anyway,
Kelly.
Okay. So the three of them worked together so well,
right,
that the result was like the perfect milkshake. They added milk, they added ice cream, and they added syrup.
They added everything.
And they blended it for just the right amount of time.
They made it safe.
And they made the perfect milkshake. And God, now I want a milkshake. I just want the giant song a little bit. Soft. No, I got it outside. I'll make it first a little bit. Anyway, getting back to the subject. So that's my biggest concern with him being mayor. It's not so much about him promising this, because he can't do that. He had a better shot at doing that. I think it was assemblyman, if I'm right.
Assembly.
Is that right?
Assembly.
Okay.
Yes.
He had a better shot.
You have a better shot, right? Because you could do more.
Right, because you can actually
try to pass it.
Well, you can actually produce and put
it through.
At least get it seen. Let's put it that way.
Right. Like he can make he'll
I'm just
come up with something and just pass it.
No gap at all. Hell.
But when he's the mayor,
I love that song, man. Now, I gotta finish that shit. I'm just a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Maybe someday I'll be a law. I got to do it. Oh, yes, I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill. Anyway, so sorry about that. That's something from my childhood. And I just, once I get into that mode, I just can't stop it. Anyway, so that was my, look, all right. This isn't Showtime at the Apollo, okay? Anyway, so my big thing with him wasn't so much that he was promising free this, free that, because personally,
so safety I'm worried about.
You're not going to believe this, but I do think that there is a way to do what both sides want done, and it's kind of like you got to make everything mesh like a ballet. All right, you know, in ballet they're twirling and shit by each other, but they don't whack into each other. That's kind of what you got to do in this situation. And what I mean by that is, there's ways of making. Okay, so here's not a great example, because I don't know if it's great. It's just an idea, but it's a great example to me. But you have like people who have major, college debt, let's say, okay, and they just got out of college. Allow them to go into a work program where they volunteer their time in a free hospital, and let them work off some of their college debt. That way, the government can then, subsidize it for them or whatever. There's free healthcare for certain communities. I mean, that's just kind of one example, but you got that with everything. Lawyers. You have lawyers that they've got to go in and look at, a certain amount of courtroom cases and this and that. Get them working, get them moving. Even to the degree, I mean, if you really want to get crazy about trying to weave things together, take your moneymakers that are in jail. Okay, I know you can think this is stupid, but take your moneymakers that are in jail And the ones who really actually made money, granted, they might have had a tax issue. It's not violent crimes, okay? But and I'm talking about like a Madoff. Okay, Madoff didn't know really what he was doing. He was a scam artist. But you've got a lot of guys who actually are smart and know how to financially, make money. Okay, and get them on the side of the government to make money for the government, so that you're using their talents rather than letting them sit in a jail, and you're using it for good things. Let them work for St. Jude. Let them go to work for St. Jude.
Mhm.
Turn around and tell them, listen,
Right.
you
That's
got
a
you
good
got
point.
you got a 20-year sentence right now. Okay, we'll reduce it to 5 if you go and you make St. Jude self-sustaining. So you set it up so that they will never run out of money. And as soon as you do that, we'll drop your
Right.
thing to 5 years. And if you've been here 5, we'll knock you out altogether. But it's got to be legal, and it's got to be sustainable, and it's got to make sense. Go
Right.
go and do that for this
Right.
wonderful charity.
You should be surprised. They are
Yeah,
talented.
no, really. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but we're wasting these people. We're wasting talent that shouldn't be
Right. Good
wasted.
minds.
And I mean,
Good minds.
I understand if there's a violent factor to it. If they killed somebody, forget, throw them away. I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about somebody who you may have for embezzlement, bank, tax evasion,
Tax evasion.
something that doesn't hurt really, anyone
Right.
personally.
Right.
Not because of obviously it hurts the taxpayers, but
Right.
something that doesn't hurt personally. Let them go and use their talent for something
Right.
good, and
That's right.
and
Great.
get their get again. St. Jude would be amazed if you put 3 or 4 good, financial directors who maybe made a wrong turn here and there,
That's right.
working for them. I mean, that's just again my opinion. Anyway, I think I spoke enough about Hoko. She's not going to do anything to help him. She's just
No,
looking to put
Because like
balance.
you say, the money that we give to the MTA, where does it go? Where does the most of it go?
Yeah, no, that's true. But also, what the other factor is? We really didn't have. I listen. I love Curtis Lewa. Listen. He's one of my favorite people, going all the way back to when Guardian Angel started, all the way to where him and Lisa were on a Howard Stern show,
Till
all
now.
the way. Yeah, the guy, in my opinion, is a
Yeah.
great guy. Where it got screwed up on a couple of different levels, and a lot of people say that because he stayed in, that's why Cuomo didn't win, and that's not true. Okay, by no means is that true, because half of the Republicans who would have voted for Sliwa would never have voted for Cuomo. They just wouldn't have voted. Period.
Right.
And
Right.
actually,
Right.
to tell you the truth, the opposite might be true. Had Cuomo never been in, he might have Curtis Lewa might have had a chance,
Had a chance.
because the Democrats who were voting for Cuomo didn't want to vote for Cuomo either, but they didn't want Mamdani. Okay, so he might have gotten all of them. And again,
Yeah.
also the other big thing, and this is a bigger factor, is that Cuomo took a lot of the what do they call it? You take a lot, something. It's a wind. Take a lot of wind out of his sails. Cuomo took a lot of wind out of Curtis Lewa's sail, because the celebrity factor is different. Cuomo has all of this stuff going on between a sexual harassment thing, this thing, that thing.
Nursing home.
So they had a lot to ask him about in like press conferences
Right.
and stuff. So they went after him a lot. Never has an independent ever gotten that type of attention. Never happened.
Nope.
Okay, never in any governor.
No.
Never.
No.
The independent is forgotten about. Ask Marianne, what's her face, the one who was running for president that nobody knows about. Yeah, we can't even remember her name. Marianne something or other her name is. I don't. She was into like crystals and shit like that. That's all I remember.
Yes.
But ask her. They never get that type of attention.
Nope.
He got it because he was ousted. Because Hochul took his position because she had to, not because she was elected.
Right. She was not elected.
So that has a lot to do with it. And that took a lot of attention that people might have gotten to know Sliwa better
Right.
had he gotten that attention. So had there been just the two, Democrat and Republic, might have been, I'm saying it definitely would have been close, but it might have been different. There's a shot. And I say that from two perspectives. One is he would have gotten Cuomo's votes, and two, he would have gotten the attention that Cuomo got. And the only reason Cuomo got the votes he got was because of the attention he got.
That's right.
So that would be my
That's right.
my assessment of it. I don't claim to be a political analyst or
No.
a political expert or anything like that, but that's just logic. It's just logic.
Right. It's
Um,
logic, is right, but we need safety in the city. That's what we,
Yeah.
saying before with the cops.
That's what
That's the only thing that's worrying me.
that's what I don't understand is the people who need the safety the most are the ones who voted with Mandani, who doesn't want safety. I don't get it. I
I'm
just don't get it.
I'm baffled
I
on
think-
that one.
I think they tried his little experiment with the social workers a few months ago, and it turns out that
Really?
it was really bad. It was really really bad. And the other thing is they can't
Oh
find
yes, I heard
they,
about
they
that.
can't find I can't give you any specific stories about it because I wasn't even, none of this that we're speaking about today is planned. This is just kind of off the cuff. All right.
Don't tell me your idea about
I don't know what.
because they want social workers, but
Okay. That yeah. All right. I guess Kelly must think this is a good idea.
real quick,
So you
folks, this is a good idea because the people out there they want a social worker. Okay, so now this is my brother came up with a good idea. Listen to this.
okay?
And now, really, come back with your comments and see if this is, and let us know if it's a good idea or not. And remember, these people want what do they call them?
What therapists? I don't know,
Therapists. Watch.
Okay, so here's what you got to do. All right. So the problem that we have is when you come to Democrat and Republican, they both have the same demand, all or nothing, and that's kind of where everything screws up. Okay, that's why as kind of a joke, but kind of a joke, I've always said we should have like a Democratic president and a Republican vice president, or vice versa, because this way you would at least have both sides. You know what I mean? So anyway, but that's
Like
not.
Phil Collins said, both sides of the story.
Yeah. So what?
Great song.
So you've got Mondani who wants to send social workers to
Social workers. That's
social
the word
workers.
I couldn't think of.
to domestic abuse situations, which in reality, domestic abuse situations are probably the most dangerous
Violent.
situation
Yes, they
to
are.
walk into, because you're dealing with two people who.
Actually,
Well,
going after each
Well,
other.
wait, let me finish. You're dealing with two people who both love and hate each other at the same time, and that's crazy because
Mhm.
when they see
Mhm.
you hurt the one they love, they're going to attack you. And when they're not attacking you, they're going to be attacking the one they love because they hate them.
That's domestic
You-
abuse.
I know it sounds kind of like vicious
But it's true,
cycle,
though.
but that's the way it
Well,
is.
that's the way it is. You're
If
right.
you go to grab the husband to stop him from hitting the wife is going to stab you in the back with a fork because she
Right.
doesn't want you hurting her husband.
Right. And then vice versa.
You get you, and then
Right.
and then if you're not grabbing one, the other one's going after the other.
Right.
So okay,
So somebody is going to get hurt.
so what they need to do
You're
is
right.
you absolutely cannot not send a police officer to this situation, a trained combat police officer who knows how to handle people.
Right.
Can't you got to have that? That's what I
So
doubt.
they have a weapon.
So what they should really what they should do is they should make an incentive for the new recruits coming out of the academy
Right.
is that they go for psychological courses where they become a
Social worker.
right, a social worker. So now you have a cop who is a
Is-
social worker,
Now, doesn't that make sense, people? Think
and
about
and
it.
just their pay would be doubled. Just I mean because whatever, however they however they angle it out
But
to
they
be.
will be professional, trained.
And you would have both the social worker who would be there to understand. You would have the police, and you send them
Just
out
in case
sets of
something
two.
happens.
In
Right.
sets of two. So, like one could be the nice one, and the other could be the cop. You know what I mean? So, but you always have somebody who's trained to handle a situation that could get out of hand.
Right.
Because honestly, in about 90% of that, oh, here's my cat. Oh my God, 90% of that time. Come here, take a look. Let them see you. This is my boy. This is my boy. You just jumped up in my lap. 90% of that time, it's going to end up in some sort of physicality
Now
or
think
some
about it.
sort of a dangerous situation. Go ahead. It's
Now,
okay.
doesn't it make sense where you have a police officer and a social worker together?
Yeah,
like-
it's
Right. Because then, just in case, God forbid, something happens, he's professional.
yeah.
She's professional.
They understand. First off,
Right.
they're trained to see a situation elevate. They're trained to see that, so they can see when it's getting to
Right.
a heated point.
Just
Dude,
like-
can you keep this going 1 second? I got to stir my stew.
Just look up some last domestic abuse cases. Seriously. No kidding, folks. You look up some serious domestic abuse cases. As a matter of fact, out by me, I think it was last summer. I'm in Massachusetts, Queens. Last summer, I have projects there, buildings around that area. A woman, no lie, just stabbed her boyfriend. I mean, I saw it all. It was right there, coming out, blood all over. I mean, this is what goes on.
My stew's rocking.
And you're going to send a social worker. Now, my brother just came up with one of the best ideas, because if you're going to send a social worker, make that social worker, he or she, a police officer.
Yeah, this way they understand, they understand how the
Because I just
situation.
told them to look up some of the domestic you see, so how
Oh
violent
God,
they can
it's
be.
the worst.
As a matter of fact, I just opened one last summer by my house, like right up the block, the projects. I was coming back from the store, and the police all over. The lady, a girl, stabbed her boyfriend. He came
Well,
out, he's got full of blood.
But you're not even
She
thinking
stabs his ass.
as bad as that is between a husband and a wife. It's worse when the kids are involved,
Yes.
because if like, let's say it's because
Mhm.
the husband hit the kid or something like that,
Right.
the wife is out of her freaking mind, or like, God forbid, it was a different situation going on where something went on with the kids, but you're dealing with such high emotion that to send somebody there who's going to go, can you please take a seat?
Can you put the
That's
knife
not
down?
gonna happen.
Wait, can you put your knife
Right.
down?
You have to understand, social workers are used to you coming to their office and sitting down and wanting to get your problem out.
Right.
They're not used to you, you going in there with a bat and banging around their office while they don't want to tell you anything. Why you don't want to tell them anything, and they're annoying you by asking you questions.
So who's the fucking rocket scientist
just- to me,
that
it's
came
dumb.
up with that idea?
Yeah.
We're sending a social worker to a domestic.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
If you
these
don't-
people are brilliant, eh?
Right. Just listen. There's got to be social workers
I know what the
coming out
fuck
of
they're
college
smoking.
who are interested in law enforcement, and there's got to be law enforcement who are into
Yeah.
social therapy.
Now, seriously, wouldn't that make sense?
And just compensate them payroll wise for the knowledge that they
Sure.
get.
Common
Give them
sense.
free college to learn what they have to learn. As long as they're going to come back and work for 2 or 3 years.
As long as they come back alive.
Yeah. Well,
That's
anyway,
that's another thing, man. Really, you have to look at these domestic freaking abuses, man. They're
But-
really serious shit.
but see, that's what we don't do. We don't take our strengths and use them to our advantage. We throw a weakness in there, a monkey wrench in it.
Dude, that's a brilliant idea.
Like
Really.
like putting a social worker into that situation, you're putting someone who can possibly be taken hostage now, because they're not armed, and they can be hurt. They can be. You're putting an innocent
Sure.
person in harm's way
Right.
for no reason whatsoever. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Where a police officer goes in there, he understands how to do hand-to-hand combat. He probably
Sure.
has a weapon on him. He understands how to use it. He understands what the
Right.
circumstances it
They
has
know
to be
when
used.
they know how to handle.
It just
force.
makes so much more sense than just
Right.
throwing a social worker in there. Yeah,
Makes sense. It's common sense.
I mean, I know.
Holy shit!
you
Throw
got-
a social worker in there.
I'm not even going to say like most of the time social worker is a woman. I'm not going to say that, but for the most part, it'd be like throwing, I don't know, like Mr. Carter from
Oh,
what you call it, from Sweat Hogs
yeah.
into the middle of a domestic scene.
Welcome back, Carter.
He's the guy's going to get killed. I mean, it's I
Right.
know he was a teacher. I'm just, that's kind of the
Well,
picture.
just
I have
making
for
a
social
point,
worker.
but like I said, it makes sense
I
because
think his wife Julie was a social worker at one point, but anyway. All right.
Oh yeah,
so
you're right.
that's like enough.
That's right. His wife,
Yeah, Julie.
Julie on the show, right?
Do you know who was supposed to be his wife? Farrah Fawcett Majors, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Yeah, and they said that wouldn't work because they were she was too good looking. And
definitely.
yeah. Anyway,
Definitely. But seriously, we need safety in the city, and just think about that one, and please send your comments on that one because
yeah,
it
I'd love
makes
to know what you
sense.
think. I'd love to know
We'd
if that
love to
makes
know
sense
what
or
you
not
think.
because I
Because
try
this is
to
what they want to do.
I try to go the
Seriously.
simplest route. To me that just seems like the simplest route.
Yeah, because this is what they seriously want to do. They were mentioning sending in a social worker. No
Okay.
police, social worker.
Okay, so let's go on to the next.
No,
you don't want to. All right,
Oh, yeah,
no, we'll
yeah,
keep going.
yeah,
no,
no.
no,
No social
fucking
worker.
keep going
No.
now. Anyway,
Please,
okay, so
let us know.
let's start. Let's talk a little bit about some movies, okay? Because I actually got to check out. This is Spinal Tap. The end continues, and I'll tell you honestly, if you've seen the first one, this one isn't horrible as long as it's free. Okay,
Right.
I'm going to say that. Now you're talking to someone who absolutely loves the first one. Okay,
Great movie.
it goes to 11. This one goes to 11. Don't touch that. That can't be played. I'm sorry. No. I love the first Spinal Tap. One of my favorite movies. This is Spinal Tap. The end continues. Is okay at best. All right. And what I mean by that is
The first one.
they could have done it so much better. And I'm not saying it was the acting. The acting was excellent. There's a female drummer in there. I don't know her name,
Oh, she's vicious.
but she is fucking amazing.
Hey,
I mean,
I'm a drummer. Let me tell you. This girl could play.
Oh my God, she was unbelievable.
This girl could play.
Yeah, yeah. She did big bottoms like there's no tomorrow. Anyway, so it was good. It's worth the watch again if it's free. They could have done it a little different. They should have went a little different route. Okay, that's the only thing. It was too much about the relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
That really wasn't what the first one was about. The first one was more about the actual tour itself.
Right, playing music.
Yeah, and they could have, like, to me, I kind of expected to see, like, like 70, 80-year-old groupies, like, in the tour bus with them, Anyway, I know that sounds really fetishistic. I don't know. Anyway, but that's kind of what I was looking for, It was, it's just me, I'm a moron.
Yes, we're morons.
What can I tell you? But that's kind of the humor I was looking for. There was a lot of, I will say this, though. There's a couple of stars that do cameos in it, like Elton John is one, and fantastic. They do Spinal Tap songs, and if you don't know Spinal Tap songs, they're kind of based on, like, all sex. Okay, so one is Big Bottoms. Big Bottoms talk about bum cakes. My girl's got them. She's got them. Drive me out of my mind. How can I leave this behind? So that's kind of they're kind of goofy lyrics, and to hear Elton John do it in such a serious, straight mode. And the rest, there's a couple others.
Yeah.
It was just excellent. That I will say was great.
British accent,
yeah, that was just fantastic. So it's worth the watch if it's free. Okay. The one I didn't think was worth the watch at all was Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, and that shocked me because I really thought that was going to be good after seeing him in Ted 2, rather. I'm sorry.
Ted 2, yeah.
When he goes, these.
And if you ever see the movie Naked Gun, it's a great movie.
What they did was they kind of took the easy way out. They didn't write anything new. They just kind of took old jokes and rehashed them, and it didn't work. It's like from the very first scene where there's a bank job going on, and you see this, I guess, like sunflower girl walking down the street, kind of skipping, holding like a lollipop. And the minute you see it, you're like, okay, that's Liam Neeson. It's not even, you don't even question it. There's no like, well, what's going on? You see it and you go, that's Liam Neeson. He's in costume. He gets in there, and I mean, literally, the girl is 4'11", 4'8", and he takes off his costume, and there it is, 6'5" or something. Liam Neeson. It just in a tutu. It really made no sense whatsoever.
Right, you watch the first thing, you go in the original, and then watch this. You'll
then he follows up on beating up, I don't know, like 40 people or something like that in a bank, and the way he does it is just absurd. It's not even humorous. It just was horrible. And it was a shame because it could have went a really good way.
Sure. Great movie, man.
Okay, so I tell you what, dude. Let's do this. Let's make a couple of recommendations on movies. And these are going to be old movies. Okay, these are going to be like old movies that you probably maybe have never seen. If you've never seen them, watch them. They're just.
Oh, I got one.
But these aren't
you
movies.
Want to go back old movies?
Hold on a second. Can I guess it?
Yeah.
I can guess it.
Right.
All right, watch this. Let me see if I can do this. Heavenly Kid.
There you go.
Dude, am I good or what? Am I good? Okay.
It's 51 years we know each other, okay? It's a great movie.
Wow.
The Heavenly Kid. I keep telling my kids keep letting.
Dude, how good am I, man? Seriously.
Right. That's great. 51, bro. See? But seriously, that movie, along with
I should have had you write it down so they would have believed it.
Along with Start the Revolution with Alman, right?
That was mine. You just picked mine.
That
Start the Revolution with
these are
first.
Great movies.
Heavenly Kid is a really great movie. It's about this 1950s, 50s or 60s.
Yeah, 50s.
Guy that gets killed by accident. Okay, he was drag racing,
race car,
and he
went over
the cliff. Okay, so but what he didn't know is the night before he went all the way with his sweetheart, and she got pregnant. So now it's the present day, and the son that he had is getting into a problem. So as a
He's
ghost,
like a goofball.
right?
He's like
He's,
a goofball.
he's a goofball, but he's like he wants to help him out. He wants to help him become like popular and stuff like that. So he comes back and he starts helping the kid out. And the kid becomes real popular. He gets, like, he gets
Right.
the hot
Because
girl
he
in
was
class.
such a bad guy. He had the way to get to heaven.
Yeah,
He had to
help
help
somebody,
someone.
and that he helped his son. So
Great movie.
it
man.
turns out that the
Seriously.
son gets in. I'm not going to tell you the rest. Listen, just watch. It's a good movie.
It's
Start the Revolution Without Me is
another one.
entirely different. Entirely different. Okay, so that's Gene Wilder and Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland.
All right, and it's about the Corsican brothers
Twins.
and the French Revolution. It's hysterical. Okay, I can't even begin to tell you because it's not like a story type of thing. It's the French Revolution, but it's done comically. Another one I would tell you, which I hate, and I hate to promote this person. I swear I hate to promote this person, but there's two of them actually. Woody Allen. All right.
Oh.
One is called Love and Death, which is it's like a knockoff of an old play, and the other one is, well, another one I would say is Bananas. Bananas is probably it's about a real nebbish. If you don't know what a nebbish is, I can't help you, but a nebbish who gets caught up in like the Cuban War, right? And he just kind of ends up in there by accident because of a woman. And both are really great. Oh, there's one more. Everything You've Always Wanted to Know About Sex.
Oh, really
I think that's it. And that's also Woody Allen.
really good.
I think that's it. I could be off on the title. Anyway, all right, guys, we're
We got
at
some good old movies.
31:42.
You got good old movies to watch.
I hope you
Trust me.
enjoyed us. We enjoyed you.
Yes. Be safe.
And I really and truthfully would love to know what you think of my idea about the therapist,
Social worker
social worker cop idea.
for domestic violence.
Yeah,
I mean, just think about it, please, because, like I say,
it makes sense.
All of them, the Democrats want a social worker.
And that's what I think. That's
And
what
my brother's plan here, the idea, please.
that's what I think is wrong. Is that we got to stop looking at it as an all or nothing when we can meet in the middle and both be happy. Anyway, guys, listen.
Merry
We're not going
Christmas.
to. Yeah, we're not going to be on before Christmas. I'm going to imagine. So you guys have a
Merry
great
Christmas.
holiday, whatever you celebrate. It doesn't really matter. Just celebrate it with a
Holidays,
smile.
Be safe. Right. Be happy.
Celebrate it with a smile
That's
and
right.
be healthy. Enjoy your family. Don't let politics get in the way of bullshit.
Nah.
Okay. At the end of
Enjoy.
the day, in 4 years, it's somebody else in that chair anyway.
Enjoy it.
Just enjoy.
That's right. Christmas is
The family is
blessing.
not going to be around
Remember that.
forever. Okay.
right.
And believe me, I have a lot of family issues going on, and there's a lot of my family I don't speak to and stuff. So me saying this is almost hypocritical, but it's not because of me. I swear, I open my house and heart to anyone who wants to come in, family or not. I mean, that's the truth. Even to the degree, when I had more room.
Son of a gun, let me here.
Yeah, well, when I had more room, if I had Thanksgiving, I literally would put on Facebook, anybody who doesn't have it, come on in. So it's not really from my perspective. It's their choice, kind of.
God bless people.
I'm just not like a likable guy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Gary's laughing because
Yo,
tell him why you're laughing.
everybody says he's not likable, right? Well, the man just got me a job 4 weeks ago, and everybody loves him. That's why I left, because people say he's hated. He's not well liked.
That's why
Right?
people I ask to do things. That's why people
But
who I do too much for.
he's lovable.
Hug me. Anyway. All right, listen, guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. What's
St.
that?
Jude's, Tunnel of Towers,
Shriner.
Shriners, Wounded Warriors. And you want to say hi?
Anything?
Jada just came in. Come on, come say hello. Here, let me aim the camera down. Here, come here. Look, Jay, show him a nice show. Come here. Jada, come at them. What a good doggy this is. Oh, I love this doggy so much. This is my baby. She looks so good. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I just love that dog, and I hope you do too. All right, we love you. Seriously,
Love you guys. Be safe.
please. I hope Santa brings you everything you want,
All right,
need.
Santa's coming, baby.
You're the best as far as we're concerned. Please hit the like, hit the share button, whatever. Just hit something, man. Hit the person fucking next to you. I don't
We
care.
don't care.
Anyway, guys,
God bless.
happy holidays.
Be safe.